And O'Neal. Out to deep right. And the catch is made.
There's that win.
Took it right back to him. Pick up a run, they strand two, it's 4-3.
When did Bud Light Seltzer start making lemonade?
Years in this game, two made by the Marlins, one by St. Louis, and a 4-3. Miami lead. Zach Thompson, before spring training came around, John Mozeliak was saying that very well could see Matthew Liberatore or Zach Thompson the big league level before this season is through.
Gosh, the way these teams are going and seasons are going and
the reality is,
you might see everyone in the league.
Jimmy, the reality is you probably need about a 33, 35-man roster before it's all said and done. You're gonna go down to your minor leagues. Guys are gonna get hurt. Things happen.
Well, and you're also way more conservative with your players than you used to be in the old days. Now
sure.
They talk about playing hurt or playing injured, and before you played no matter what till you were broken. So yeah, you run more players out there, which rightfully so. That's fine, but I think that's one area that they haven't adjusted at the big league level is the roster expansion or just the movement, because it's obvious that they can be manipulated so good by ups and downs and DLs, and they've learned how to play that game. But you do go through so many players, and now with double headers here and there and making up games and teams with different schedules and no off days having to play double headers, I mean, you just feel like eventually they'll just come and throw a couple more guys out there.
Cardinals used 44 players last year in 58 games.
And
that's
you know,
a lot.
And that's a lot. And you know what that also means? They had to make 4 moves and probably had to let 4 guys go. And if it wasn't for the COVID, probably would. I don't know off the top of my head who it was or what happened, but in the past you would have lost all 4 of those guys. Maybe last year no, because of what was going on, but you have to start moving a guy off the roster in order to put one on during the season. Usually gone.
Yep. And what Jimmy's referring to is that you got a 40-man roster and you use 44, so do the math. There you go.
And I believe it, I mean, I don't know the exact deal with it, but when you do take a guy off the 40-man, he is a free agent. So it doesn't matter the time frame as far as the age or the time played, time spent with the team. If he's on the 40 and then you take him off, he is free game.
Yep.
No matter what.
I'd be curious your thoughts on seeing number 57 being worn again.
It's really hard. I don't actually really don't understand it. I mean, I felt like there's a reason why there's a number 57 on the wall. I know it's been a long time, but it's like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to go into all the other retired numbers, but.
And we're referring to late great Darryl Kyle, or number 57, and Thompson is the first to wear that number.
To be honest with you, that 57 really stood out for a long time, and I didn't even notice it until you said something.
Is that right?
Maybe that means it's time to let it be free, but for a long time in every team had it, I was like, wow, it's hard to see. There's a lot of numbers. There's a few numbers like that, like retired numbers, not just particular people that have passed, but think about like the number 3 and then the number 24, 42 is that player, right? There's always that one guy, or I don't know. I feel like even 44 is kind of in a category all to itself. A lot of guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to see some of those numbers being worn just because you know the history behind, you know, some of the great players of the past. They're even Hall of Famers that meant so much to our game.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Lifted out to center, and that'll drop for a base hit in front of Dylan Carlson. Thompson was asked about being given that number, and he said, I have read up and learned more and more about Darryl Kyle and the kind of teammate that he was, and kind of person he was, and what he meant to the franchise at that point in time.
I kind of would be scared to wear that number, to be honest with you, or I'd be like, I would be willing to bet that there was a little conversation with the equipment manager.
Well, and they wanted to give it to the right guy, and they felt that he was somebody that would wear that number with pride and an understanding of what it meant.
And it's tough, and I also believe that it's very tough on an organization with the history that we have, the Yankees, to retire so many great players, and then you're going to have issues with people off the field and great players on the field. You're going to run out of numbers, you know, and what are you going to do?
I mean, the Yankees, think about the single digits as that gets through Yachty and runners at second and third.
That's something you don't see every day.
Nope.
I think I was talking to him one time, and you know, a lot of the good catchers, especially even Matheny, and I asked him a lot about stuff like that, and he says, you know, when I put down slider or breaking ball, I'm expecting it to hit the dirt, but when I put down number one, I'm not expecting it to go a different direction than it's supposed to go, or you see the big difference right there, right? Is he knows there's a 80% chance this ball's going to hit the dirt. But when you put down a fastball, for those people that are at home wondering how does he miss that, and you're sitting on the outside corner and it gets thrown over your shoulder to the right side of the plate, you're not really thinking that it's going to happen, so you're just a second behind it, and you're not expecting it. Right. So sometimes it makes the catcher look bad, but you kind of knew it. What the catcher was thinking. The pitcher is the one that's kind of on the hook for it. Although he should have caught that, he'll tell you that, but that's the thought process behind it. And that's why you see them in a different position when breaking ball versus fastball, and a lot of guys work really hard not to tip that. Because if you're a runner at second base, you can kind of tell what the catcher's setting up, what the pitcher's probably going to throw.
And the 3-0. Hit left side and a base hit. To the Miami lead. It's now 5-3 as Alvarez scores the 5th run. for the Marlins. Let him swing on 3-0, and Miller makes him pay. Reflect on last year. It's the oddity was just incredible having the cardboard cutouts, but now having fans back at the ballpark, you realize, and I never took them for granted, but man, just how much you missed them.
Well, it's just amazing that it's like the third dimension of the game, right?
No doubt.
Like, you can never, as a fan watching on TV, you're always hearing them, and then you can always tell when something good is going on, how hyped up the game is. You're talking about other sports, football, basketball, how amazing the fans are when they're right there. And you really kind of take for granted how much they're a part of the game.
Here's Ross Detweiler. Drafted by the Nationals, first rounder in 2007. He has pitched with the Rangers, the Braves, Indians, A's. Mariners and White Sox. Grew up in West. Wentzville, Missouri, and graduated from Holt High School. Ross Detweiler. Pitched at Missouri State. Missouri State Bears. And they've had a very good program for a long time. In Springfield, the 0-2 pitch. Deep in the hole. Long throw. And almost. Got him. Wallach couldn't come up with it. What a play, though. Deep in the hole. Nunez. Wow.
It's a heck of a play. I mean, he is. Is in left field, basically.
A little smile from
He always
Bugatti.
smiles when he gets thrown out like that. It's hilarious.
Cody Whitley is throwing in the Cardinal pen. So Molina aboard to start the home half of the 8th. Looks like Yadi's going to play in all 9 tonight. Dylan Carlson, other side of the plate, and he looks at a strike. Dylan has walked. Grounded into a double play and also struck out 0 for 2. The 0-1. Detweiler was the 6th overall pick in 2007. It's a good cut there by Dylan Carlson.
I'd like to see that too, inside out. He's trying to pull that ball up. Ball goes right to the third baseman, hits it off his toe, pulls it foul.
One ball and 2 strikes, and the Cardinal center fielder. So Bader is on the injured list, and Carlson will be your opening day center fielder. The fly ball tailing right center, drops for a hit. Molina advancing to second base, and now the tying run will come to the plate.
Same kind of swing, inside out, does a nice job. Don't have to hit it hard all the time.
Justin Williams, couple of hard hit balls tonight, nothing to show for it. He's also struck out. His spring average at 242 as he represents the tying run. This will be a good test for him. Veteran like Detweiler and lefty-lefty matchup. Two balls and no strikes. Well, chance here. The tying run at the plate. Justin Williams. 2 balls, no strikes the count. Austin Dean, the on deck circle. The 2-0. And that's it out of play. Cardinals have talked about exit velocity a lot. You know, you look at numbers in spring and sometimes the averages aren't very good. Others are, but yet you look at how hard a guy's hitting the ball and they have been very pleased with the way that Justin Williams has been hitting the ball. If and when he does, hits it hard. The 2-1. 3-1.
Good at bat right here so far.
Should get a pitch to drive right here. Do some damage.
This is where you got to be careful during the season when they bring a guy like this in to face you. He's not giving in. And so you can't automatically look fastball and just fly out of your shoes. Something that over time as an older player you start to realize is you're not just always going to get a fastball 3-1. And you got to be careful because you really don't want to make a bad out in this situation. What I mean by bad out is you don't want to take it for granted and roll over something or
Sure.
pop up. You take your chance of hitting a line drive, but try to get somebody moving around a little bit.
And he strikes out as that catches the corner. Williams didn't think so. So here's Austin Dean, also trying to make a last impression to potentially make this club. .281 the average this spring, a home run. He's driven in 7. Got some pop. 1 out, 2 on, and Dean picks up a base hit into left field. They'll hold up Yadier Molina, and the bases are loaded for St. Louis with just 1 down. Dean can hit, Jimmy. He can hit.
Keeps on going, huh?
And Mel Stottlemyre out to visit with the bases loaded here. And the batter will be Edmundo Sosa. Cardinals have something going here in the bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded, 1 out, trailing by 3. Yachty, Carlson, Dean. And the first pitch is strike.
Ouch. Around the plate right there.
The 0-1 pitch to Edmundo Sosa. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sosa
Yikes.
lines it foul.
That had to go over there by the dugout somewhere. Hit that ball right out of the glove.
1-2 the count on Sosa. With the bases loaded and 1 out. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Sosa. Tapped foul. Big gap in left center. And the 1-2 pitch again to Edmundo Sosa. A bat like this, sometimes guys say, this is when I got my timing back.
For sure. See every pitch.
Yep. You mentioned how the one line drive that he had fouled looked like it was in the catcher's mitt.
That's a good thing, too, but it doesn't look good on TV.
You just look off balance. You look, your timing's
Wow.
off.
Smack it right out of the glove. That's getting the ball deep.
And the 1-2 pitch again. 2-2.
Going to keep trying to throw him in there. Sosa's a little bit of an inside-out swing from the right side, and see the catcher's really trying to take advantage of that. Wants him to throw the ball inside with the slider and the fastball. He's been trying to stay inside everything. He might make a mistake and hang something out here. He's going to get crushed.
And he pulls it towards third. Out there, the turn, and it is a double play. Very good spring for the Cardinals. Only a couple of walks, 0 ERA, and 6 1/3. Great shot to make this club. And he would be another option that at times, if Hicks is unavailable or Reyes or others, that I think the Cardinals feel comfortable with turning the ball over in the ninth to Cody Whitley with a lead.
Yeah, it's, you know, you get a comfortable spot in that bullpen and your manager likes you, you're going to get some chances.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And, you know, there's always going to be times where there's a few guys down. You're going to get some innings late in some high pressure situations, and that's how you make a name for yourself. Just kind of hang around until it's your turn. Good change up
there. Kind of throws right over the top, and he's able to kind of, best way to describe it, it's almost like throwing darts. You know, he's got really good control, doesn't walk many, mixes in that changeup.
Well, that arm angle right there,
Yep.
that slot is when it's tough to see the difference between the changeup and the fastball, because he doesn't really have a tilt to it. It's kind of everything's straight, so the spin of the baseball is going to be kind of the same on both pitches. So good arm action. It makes for a tough time for the hitters in the changeup.
Baseball America rated him as the best control in the organization, and he starts the ninth inning with a strikeout. Made his major league debut against the Pirates last year, scoreless inning with a strikeout. That was, you know, one of the, I mean, so many things with the game without having fans, but for guys that made their debut, mom, dad, coaches, brothers, sisters, wife, nobody was there.
Still nervous, but definitely different.
That's kind of the beauty of seeing a major league debut, is the emotions of the loved ones, the family, the friends that have been along the journey with these players to get there. This is Nunez, the shortstop now. 2 balls and no strikes. Cody Whitley is 26, selected by the Cardinals in the 27th round in 2017. 27th round out of Division II, Mount Olive.
Pitch.
3-0. And the 3-0 pitch. And a rare walk by Cody Whitley, just his 3rd this spring.
The catcher number 77, Sandy Leon.
There's Sandy Leon. Whitley still considered a rookie after accumulating 1 service year of time, despite only pitching 4 2/3. Missed 48 days when he was on the injured list. That's 5 straight balls thrown by Whitley.
BJ Healthcare is making a ploy for this inning. BJC, sorry. Oh.
It's 6 straight balls. 2 balls and no strikes.
Another one of those over revved up last chances to make a team. Young man hungry to steal a base.
He was thrown out earlier in this game by Molina, and that is one of the most unique ways to take a lead. There he goes, and the pitch is popped up. Well, I've seen guys that have gloves in their back pocket. Maybe they'll hold gloves.
Rumor is he used to smile when he was stealing bases, and so they made him put the glove in his mouth.
Maybe that's it.
He's
Can you
dipping his
explain
pitches.
that? Have you ever seen that?
No, never. Can't think that that glove is clean, by the way. Maybe it's like his face mask.
3-1 the count. And the next by Whitley to Leon. And instead a check on the runner Nunez. And why in the world would you be eating the glove? Maybe not eating the glove, but having the glove in your mouth.
Not really sure.
There he goes. And Leon picks up a base hit into right field. Runners at the corners.
The second baseman, number 60.
All over the place.
And the batter will be Alvarez after the base hit by Leon. Runners at first and third. Cody Whitley would love the ground ball here. Double play. And that pitch taken high. And a high strike going Whitley's way.
Interesting, right? Two guys on the bubble struggling, and both of them kind of up in the zone. Kind of on that bubble, trying to really impress.
And that's fouled back. And the count is 1-2 strikes. Again, a reminder, this Thursday, we will be in Cincinnati.
Well, we might not be, but
Well, that's right. We'll be in the studios here in St. Louis,
you have to
Jimmy.
start redoing your little promos. They're going to be in Cincinnati.
They will be in Cincinnati.
The team.
And we'll be here broadcasting. And excited for the opener of the season.
The right fielder, number 32, Victor Mesa.
Runners at the corners. Victor Mesa. And a strike. That'd be great. We'll be in our town. Good changeup. 0-2.
So I'm talking about how that changeup doesn't really tail, so it does look just like the fastball, and it stays out there on the edge. And used to that ball coming back to you a little bit as a right-handed hitter.
Well, 20 pitches in the inning for Cody Whitley. 6-3 our score. Runners at first and third. with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Cardinals will have the heart of their lineup coming up, and Whitley trying to make sure it stays just a 3-run ball game. In the air, right center, and Dylan Carlson is there to track it down. Goldschmidt, Arenado, DeYoung coming up.
If your credit card debt is out of control,
At first, puts it in his back pocket, and now runners at the corners for St. Louis. Here's Tyler O'Neill. And time is called. So Nolan Gorman now will be the runner at first base, with runners at first and third. The first pitch to O'Neill. Fastball and a strike. O'Neill. It's not a play.
I like what I see tonight about Tyler O'Neill. He's really tried to stay on the ball all night, and that's something you don't or have not seen him do. See it for an at-bat here and there, or a pitcher here and there, but he's really tried to stay on the ball and drive it up the middle. He's had some nice at-bats because of that.
The 1-2. Fastball. Oh, it just missed. 2-2. The 2-2. Now it's a full count. Runners at the corners, 3-2 on Tyler O'Neill. Molina on deck. Nolan Gorman, your runner at first base. 6-3 our score. The next two, O'Neill. Base hit left side. That'll score a run. Cuts the lead to 6-4. Perez scores. Now Lane Thomas will come in and run. So some pretty good speed out there for the Cardinals. The tying run is at first base. And the winning run will come to the plate.
Tell you what, I am extremely excited to see what Tyler O'Neill's done today. He has completely overhauled his whole swing.
Looks different.
Way different. Ball's getting deep. Even that pitch, he waited as long as he could to pull the trigger. And that's the thing for him. It's really going to be hard for him to actually slow down and hit the ball the other way. So what do? You let the ball get deeper and deeper and deeper, and he's doing that. And it's like That is like textbook hitting right there.
The pickoff, and they almost threw it into center field.
They're trying to throw the game away.
So 1 out. Yadier Molina at the plate. First pitch to him. Couple of hits tonight for Yadier Molina. The 1-1 pitch to Yadier Molina. And Yadi hits a high fly ball into center. The catch is made, 2 away, and the Cardinals down to their final out. Floro backing up on the play, and no need for that throw to go into third like that.
What are we doing out there? That's twice.
You advance the runners into scoring position.
Trying to give some runs away.
Now Dylan Carlson. Ooh, and the first pitch is strike. Nothing into the count. So the Cardinals down to their final strike here. One ball, two strikes on Carlson with 2 runners on, 2 outs, and the Cardinals down by 2. One ball, 2 strikes. The next to Dylan Carlson. Fouled back.
See him look in his face like, how did I miss that?
A pretty good cut, and now it's 20 pitches for Dylan Floro. The next to Carlson. Taken low, runners stay put. Evens it up at 2-2. Floro trying to send us home. Carlson trying to win it for St. Louis. A swing and a miss, and the ball game comes to a close. Miami holds on 6-4. We'll come back and wrap it up in just a moment. The Marlins 6, the Cardinals 4, and only 2 spring training days left.
We switch.
I switched.